All right.
Oh, he's taunting him too.
So we can have this whole conversation. And I'm just going to leave this shit on loop while I have this conversation in front of Arielito, since he's the very
Excuse,
advocate of boxing.
excuse me, sir. When you, I would like to. We're not starting the recording like that.
I already did.
No, me and you going to boxing in this bitch, nigga. We starting this shit after that, nigga. You know, don't try to be. You thought you was slick, nigga. We not doing that.
We already did. Now,
All right.
this is how you know the boxing is done.
I am an
Because
advocate for boxing, but
this is a perfect example of what I was telling you, why people have lost so much trust in boxing. Because this was an example of somebody literally boxing better than the other guy. And because the other guy is a champion, you knew that whoever that third judge was got bought.
no, it's not. It's not because Fury was a champion. A little bit is because he was a champion. Boxing, like he would have to knock Fury to clean out to take that loss, just because boxing doesn't want to take that loss to MMA fighters, and boxing been cleaning up the MMA community. Boxing for the like I want to say almost every single fight besides Silva Chavez. But you know what? You know what though? You know why? What the third party was? It's not the judge. It's just, you know what I got announced today? Usyk versus Fury for the unification for all the heavyweight belts, but it got put since he lost because he
It was supposed to be in December.
won this fight, but he lost this fight. It was set for December 23rd. They pushed it back to February, so that's why they weren't going to let him take this loss. But he lost. And the belts weren't even up for grabs because
I'm
this
not
was
gonna
the
lie.
No, I know. And that's what I mean. Like, this was an exhibition match. So it doesn't
No,
affect
I think
him.
this wasn't on Fury. This is on Fury's record.
Now it's going to be. I know forever that undefeated has an asterisk. Like, that shit ain't going away.
In front of the world.
Like, that undefeated has an asterisk. Because I think what Ngannou did, I wasn't expecting him. Like, I'm going to be blunt. I was like, oh, I think like he'll come in and he's just going to try to swing for the fences. But he came in boxing. And he came in, like, he came in with a plan. Like, you can see, it's like, oh, shit, he trained for Fury specifically.
Yes.
And the way he's boxing is for Fury. And the shit that he did, and I think nobody expected, him having an MMA background help him against Fury. Because Fury does this shit where he just leans on top of people.
Because he's normally bigger than everybody else.
And not even just bigger, the type of clinch. So you have to carry his weight, and eventually that weight's down. But Ngannou knows how to tie up. And like, he didn't like get buckled down the way most people do every time he did that shit.
He did get tired though.
Of course. Like, I was
Right.
expecting, like, he's never gone 10 rounds. Like, in the UFC, the most you do is 5 rounds. You get what I mean?
It's 5-5s, right? That's
Yeah.
25 as opposed to 30 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5-5, but it's like, it's a different pace. It's a different dynamic. Now, this also showed to me, if this had been an MMA match, Fury will be destroyed.
Yeah, but that's never in debate. Nobody
I understand
ever debates
that. But we keep saying that one sport is better than the other. To me, this just proves, like, hey, like, from an overarching fighting, from a martial artist perspective, from a martial, like, just from the art of fighting, not from one sport versus the other, MMA is a way more complete. Like if we are fighting in any kind of scenario, like right there, like in that knockdown, you want to keep in mind there would have been 3 more hammer fists to his face.
You want to, so basically you're right, but I think that statement is a little bit outdated. I think that once people seem like the WWE guys get fucked up, once you seen Brock Lesnar get beat the fuck up and all those guys, and they're like, oh, all right, this is a whole different shit. And notice that most of the boxing people that cross over end up getting their ass whooped besides
Nobody has really crossed over.
No.
Clarissa Shields is 2-1, but we ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's really women, so I guess that's different.
But then what I'm saying is what you said at the beginning. It was like, oh, because all the boxing people have been destroying the MMA guys.
In boxing.
Correct.
Right? They clean them the fuck up in boxing. But that's a sport with set rules. That's like crossing over. It's like baseball players are gonna get cooked in soccer. Like, yeah, of course, it's a whole different sport. Like, they're both like, you're still being an athlete, you're still being athletic, you're still doing shit, but it's different rules to this different sport. And in MMA, you can use almost everything.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This hook looks a little funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. And as I see him getting up, he doesn't even look like he was that rocked.
Oh no, if you see all the angles, he was rocked.
It was just look at his
He was out. Like, his eyes were like, oh shit, he caught me.
Because he didn't train. Me and you were texting during the fight, so it's like he was as soon as because this was in the 3rd round. So he texted me at the end of the 2nd round. So I put this on. So I saw this whole 3rd round. Before this happened, within maybe the first minute of me watching this, I texted him. I said Fury didn't really train for Ngannou. He didn't take him seriously. I could see that in the first minute of the 3rd round. He bullshitted, and that's why this happened. And at the end of the fight, I think, or the next day during the press conference, all his shit was all black and blue. Fury and Ngannou looked like he wasn't even in the fight,
Right.
because he trained for Fury. He respected Fury as a top 10 heavyweight boxer of all time, and he didn't respect Ngannou as a man who's a dog. Like, and in fighting, he's the best fighter in the world. If you think about it, he's never lost in MMA.
He's lost in MMA.
But he got out when he left the UFC. He was a champion.
No,
Like,
Yeah, he left with the belt, but he never fought the best pound for pound, which would be John Jones. Yeah, and now John Jones is hurt, so I'm like, they're both old, so I don't even know if it's.
But all right, so he might be one of the top 3 baddest men in the world. Period. Like, period.
He's just a fucking beast. Like, you got to keep in mind that he had to drop weight to meet the limit of weight of 265 in the UFC, and he's all muscle.
And now he's healthy. So now they say if he gets another fight or two from here to like the end of summer, we could end up seeing like this. If
He's not getting another fight. Like, if you think about it, the next $25 million fight,
he's going to fight. No, he's going to fight in February, March.
Who? Ngannou?
Yeah.
Because I think the money fight for him is a rematch with Fury. $25 million easy.
But if Fury and Usyk are going to fight in February, they announced it today. So then, if you figure he needs another fight, he can't not fight. If he realistically wants to win, he can't not fight, because now Fury's going to come back the second time. He's going to train. So you're going to get a real Tyson Fury. Not to say that the same thing can't happen again, but he got to pick up more experience, because you said that was that was a weird hook, because that's an MMA hook. It's like different angles, it's different things. He threw a lot of different things, like you said, that Fury's never seen before. He didn't know how to defend them.
I was saying it was weird because it didn't look like it was that impactful. Like, and then when he was getting up, he didn't look like it was that rock. So
you're talking about the hardest recorded puncher in the world. His recorded
right
in Ngannou.
Well,
So,
just from the angle that I was seeing it, did he really get rocked? From
that shit was clean in the temple at the top of his shit. That shit, it was a serious joint. So what I said all that to say, if Ngannou takes I don't think he should fight Wilder. Maybe like an Anthony Joshua, one of them guys.
I don't know if he's gonna do boxing, because he also is under contract with the PFL too. So
he could break them off a couple percentage points and still good enough to where it's worth it for both of them, because he can make. And for Anthony Joshua in London, Saudi Arabia, whatever, he can make at least another 15, 20 million, which is going to be more than what he's going to make in PFL.
So what, is he going to steer more towards boxing now and leave UFC?
The thing is, he lost up. You could I try to tell this to people before.
Yeah, he left the UFC. He's done with the UFC.
Yeah,
he's out of the UFC.
He's out of the UFC, but he signed to, like you say, signed a PFL. But boxing has this thing where you can lose up. So if you look good enough in your loss, you can gain value.
I think MMA has that. And because he's an MMA fighter, he's losing up. I don't think boxing really has you losing up, because that's why so many people, they be setting up these cards when they're not fairly putting somebody who's championship level just because they don't want to mess up their record.
Yeah, man, that's normally what happens. But there are people who lose up. It's not a normal.
Is that a normal thing?
No, it's not normal. But I can name you at least 2 or 3 a year.
But like in Ngannou, it is, because this is his first professional match, period, and he literally won against the best.
He won that fight.
He literally went against the best and looked better than the best. Like, I was watching that shit. I was like, oh, in the first round, I'm like, oh shit, he's boxing, and they were measuring each other up. And then in the second one, I was like, oh shit, he really trained. And by the third one, that's when I texted. It was like, oh, he's holding his own. And then on the 8th round, that's when he truly outboxed Fury. Like, that round, it was just outboxing him, outclassed him in boxing, not MMA, in boxing. That 8th round.
When we talked about it earlier that day, I'm like, I wasn't even watching that shit. I'm like, man, that shit Fury gonna knock him out in 6 rounds. Man, I ain't even gonna watch that shit. I'm not wasting my time. So when he went out of his way to text me after I was talking crazy like that, I was like, man, let me throw this shit on.
Tune in,
bruh. He was getting beat up all around the ring, bro. That shit was crazy.
I wish I saw the freaking fight, man.
Them Ngannou punches hurt. You could tell they hurt. Bro, that shit is different.
He was like, oh shit, that actually.
He looked like he hit harder than Wilder. Because Wilder, when he catch you clean, it's night. But his punches look like every punch hurt, a jab hurt.
They look effortless. The way he was punching, it doesn't feel like he was trying to punch hard.
That's what I'm saying. That's what looked funny to me.
When as Wilder hits, it seems like he's putting everything behind it. I don't know if you get what I mean. You physically can see Wilder throwing everything in a punch.
Like a haymaker in the
shit, yeah. But as here, it's every now and then he even tried a Superman punch, in that kind of shit, which I think would have been hilarious if he would have hit cleanly.
Yeah.
Because I would have definitely taken him down, but
He would have did a 360. He would have spun.
but it was kind of funny. You heard what he was telling him when he was dancing in front of him?
Nah.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Because apparently at the beginning when they touched gloves, Fury went to Ngannou and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you to school." So as soon as he knocks him down when he was dancing, he was like, "Oh, you're a bad professor, motherfucker."
Oh,
That's what he was telling him. So I thought that was funny.
What a good comeback. Aside from knocking him out, that's a good one.
I hope it down, but yeah, that's what you get. You get. You know what I'm saying, talking crazy. But like I told, I'm like, yo, he got a puncher's chance of like if he catch him, he could put him out. But it was a real like pleasant surprise. It was real entertaining. It was honestly, it's probably the most entertaining like crossover fight that I've seen. Honestly, it's probably this one, or maybe like Jake Paul and Anderson Silva was good, pretty entertaining too. Those two probably like up there as some of the more entertaining crossover fights like that.
Aside from this guy McGregor and
And Floyd, no, that wasn't really like. I haven't watched that recently, but I wasn't really too like. Floyd, like Floyd is different. Floyd, yeah, like Floyd could not train, and he's not gonna look like that. I'll tell you that much. He's gonna look better than that.
No, and McGregor didn't look anywhere like Ngannou. McGregor didn't look like a boxer when he came in to fight Floyd.
Really, I feel like I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched it recently, but I remember in the moment, I'm like, oh, he boxing night. He just gassed
he
out
was here from down here.
early.
Like he kept doing this shit where he was coming from the bottom with the front hand.
Yeah, but he was landing his little jabs and his little shit. Like
but that was MMA style. But I don't think he was like, he didn't look like a boxer. Like Ngannou looked like he trained boxing.
Yeah.
Like
he really, and he was trained by Mike Tyson too.
Like he took time to like really, really drop a lot of habits that kind of come from MMA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that the Gypsy King has an asterisk next to his name.
I mean, a lot of boxers do, but remember, but
you got one by an MMA fighter. This just proved my point about boxing as a sport.
It's about the money.
I know.
Yeah, is that
because I feel like the first shit would have been they would have given the actual win to the person who won, and then do a rematch or some shit and prove that you're a better boxer.
That's less money than seeing Fury Usyk. Well,
they can't mess up his image.
It's still a pretty big fight.
But I guarantee you right now, Ngannou Fury 2 will get more eyeballs again. Period. That's it. Because of what Ngannou did.
I don't know. I want to see the pay-per-view numbers for this because I don't know about that. But
I don't think this first one was crazy numbers because I think it was a lot of people like you that were like, Fury's just going to play with them, knock them out. It is what it is. We'll see tomorrow. I'll see the replay. But now that all this shit is happening, the fact that now they completely cheated him out of the win and he outperformed them, that's going to catch attention.
And you know what? If they do fight a second time, I got Fury beating him in 8.
Now you're going up to 8.
Yeah, I'll take Fury in 8. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Fury gonna take him serious. But if Ngannou take another fight or two from here to the next time that he fights Fury, I got Fury beating him in 8. And he can. They're around the same age.
Why that though? Why if he takes a couple more fights? Why do you think the outcome will be that he would get him at 8?
Well, because I think Fury will actually train for him. He's gonna respect him this time.
Like, okay.
And I think, it has to be higher because he's gonna, assuming that if he takes 2 more fights and he wins both of the fights, he'd have more experience. He's gonna come in looking a little better or whatever. It's gonna be a little harder for Fury. But if Fury fights him for where he's moving and he looks like himself and he's doing what he do, he should get him out of there in under 8. Honestly,
he was moving the first round.
I didn't see the first 2 rounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first round, like the first 1.5 round, Fury looked like Fury. Like he was outboxing him. He was like his footwork was there. He was measuring him up. It was just that Ngannou was the one pressing forward. That's all I'm gonna say.
But the shit where Fury is, he's not like a super diverse. He doesn't have a super diverse arsenal in terms of like his punch output. It's a lot of like 1-2s. If you see him a lot of like this, or like he does a lot of the hug and shit, a lot of 1-2s. He doesn't throw like a whole bunch of different like sets of punches, uppercut once in a while, uppercut once in a while, shit like that.
And one thing that I think Ngannou can do, which nobody ever does, is come out of the clinch with a hook, which is shit you do in MMA. And I think if you play it more strategically, especially knowing that Fury likes to come and like hug.
Yeah.
You can play that
'cause he
shit
wasn't
and
letting.
catch him.
He wasn't really.
Well, but Ngannou was carrying him up. But like, there's ways for you to like, because at one point he kind of did it. Like he pulled a bit of a wrestling move where he ducked under. I don't know if you noticed, and he came around the back with Fury, and I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, like right there, that could have been a hook right to the side of the head. Like he literally ducked under the arm, and he could have came right in. But it looked like a wrestling move. It's not something you train for in boxing. Like it's not natural to boxing.
All right, well, let us know how you guys feel about the fight in the comment section. Who do you guys think won this fight? I'm interested to know well, you didn't watch the full thing. How did you end up scoring the fight? Or like who do you got winning the fight?
I thought it was Ngannou.
You think you got you got him by a margin or anything
I don't think it was going to be a crazy margin. I think the fight would have been like very, very close, and I think the knockdown is what would have taken it over.
Actually, before we wrap up, can you look for the second time that Fury went down? They didn't count it as a knockdown, but he went down, and when I watched it in real time, it looked like a knockdown to me because he took a while to get up. He was holding on the ropes, and then I heard somebody else say that, and I'm like, so it put the seat back into
second knockdown, and he elbowed Ngannou.
Yeah, that was a crazy ass elbow.
The boxer is throwing elbows.
It was a clean ass elbow. Yeah, can you see if you can find that second knockdown?
Ooh, see that angle looks crazy.
I don't remember what round that was. That's the problem. It had to be like 6 or 7 around there. Well, while he looks that up, please let us know in the comment section who you guys think won the fight. Because I am interested to know your opinion. Yeah, I know I love boxing. Like he said, boxing is one of my favorite things to talk about. And to watch. There's a lot of good fights coming up.
It's the same one.
Yeah, they don't got this.
Like I'll have to look at the whole fight, try to find it.
So yeah, there's a lot of good fights coming up. So we might be talking about some more like I don't think there's any like super big fights, but there are like Devin Haney, Regis Prograis, a couple good fights coming up. Oh, Shakur Stevenson, he's from Newark. He fighting the Dominican boxer.
Today, my friends,
I don't remember his name right now. All right, well, it's cool. Don't even worry about it. Let us know in the comment section who you guys have winning. Please hit the like, please hit the like and subscribe. This is Never Famous. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.